Hey students, welcome back to BBA Simplified by Dr. Vinki Sharma. Finishing with our marathon class on team building and leadership, we will be covering Unit 5 today. Unit 5 talks about group behavior. In this unit, we will understand what a group is, how groups are formed, what are the different types of groups, and what makes a group truly effective. Now, to understand groups, you all must understand that every organization, may be big or small, they all functions through the groups. Right. So we can say that a group is not just a collection of people who are sitting together. It is a system of individuals who interact, they share goals and influence each other. So in the workplace, we see that groups they help solve problems, they spark creativity and also they make decision making more efficient. Whether it is any project team, any department, staff, or a committee, groups are essential for smooth organizational functioning. Coming on to understanding the meaning of group, we can say that a group can be defined as two or more people who interact with each other and they share a common purpose. So the key components here include that there must be interaction among the members. They must be interacting with each other. Members must work together on a shared goal. There should be a sense of interdependence, meaning members should depend on each other, and also that members develop a feeling of belongingness among each other. So, for example, when we see that students they work together on a college presentation or any employee collaboration on a marketing project, both are nothing but the example of groups. Further, we need to understand that groups are always characterized by certain features. First is interaction among the members, which means that the members of the group they usually interact regularly. Second, that they share the common goals such as completing a project or solving a problem. Then third is they develop their group norms, which are informal rules about how members should behave. The fourth one is that groups have roles and responsibilities, whether officially assigned or naturally developed, but they do have their own roles and responsibility. Next is that they do have communication patterns. Usually they communicate informally when not in the formal groups, and then otherwise they have a formal communication pattern. They also understand and believe into identity and belongingness with each other. So we see that these groups they create a sense of identity, and this is what makes the member feel more connected and motivated. These features they make a group member more than just a collection of individuals, and then they become a coordinated unit. Question comes that why group exist? Because we understand that these groups they do not form randomly. So they exist because they fulfill many important needs. People usually join the groups to get their social support, to feel secure, and to satisfy their needs for belonging. Also, we say that they help individuals learn new skills, to share knowledge, to develop confidence. Also, it has been observed that in organization, groups exist to solve the problems faster as well as share the responsibility and improve the creativity. So we see that these reasons make group exist. For example, a brainstorming team, it usually get together to generate more ideas collectively, and then any one person can do it individually. So therefore we can say that groups improve both personal satisfaction as well as workplace performance. Now let's understand that how does these groups formulate. So we call it as group formation. It refers to the process where individuals they come together and they gradually develop into a structured group. The most widely accepted explanation of group formation is given by Tuxman's five-stage model, which explains how a group evolves from strangers to a high performing team. He has this Tuckman, he has given these five stages that are called as forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. We will be understanding these stages, and also when we understand this, then it also helps the managers to guide the teams effectively and improve their group dynamics. So these are the five stages given by Tuckmans. He said that the first stage of forming a group from strangers to the social co-workers is forming. So this Brooke Tuckman, he has proposed this well-known model that explains that how groups naturally evolve through these stages. The first stage is called as forming, which is getting to know each other. Then is second stage, that is storming, where conflicts and disagreements usually appear, because in the process of getting to know each other, we generally see conflicts and disagreements. Then is norming, where we establish the rules and the cooperations among the group members. Then is performing, where we see that the group members, they do have high teamwork spirit as well as their productivity improves. And finally adjourning, wherein group ends after the task is completed. So each stage tell us that how the relationships, roles and cooperation they develop over a period of time. We will be understanding these stages one by one further in detail. Starting with the first stage, that is forming stage. This first stage where members they do meet each other for a first time. So everything is very new to them. People are polite, formal and a bit unsure as well. There is a curiosity but also confusion about the roles and their expectations. So there we said that they meet for the first time, there is uncertainty, they are polite and formal, and where we then a leader provides a direction. So the key behaviors that can be seen under this stage is that members try to understand the purpose of the group. Also, people depend on the leader for the direction, and communication is very cautious here. Let's take an example and understand it. So, in a corporate environment, when a new team is created for a marketing campaign, there the employees meet, they introduce themselves, and then they try to understand the project. Similarly, in the colleges, when you students you are assigned a group for a presentation, then everyone is very polite and they you also try to understand what is expected from each other. Therefore, we can say that this stage actually sets the foundation for the group's journey ahead. Then comes the second stage, that is storming stage. This stage is often considered as most challenging, because here the conflicts usually arise as members they start expressing their real opinions. Their power struggles, disagreements and frustrations are very common at this stage. The key behaviors that can be observed in this stage are that conflicts about task division happens, differences in the working style can be observed, there are clashes of ideas, there is a lot of questioning of the leadership. So here most important role comes of a leader, so he must resolve the issues and fill up the gaps in the differences of the opinion. For example, there is a team who is working on a research project. They may disagree on the topic selection or maybe the responsibilities assigned to them. Again, in companies, we see that two team members they may argue about how should lead a or who should lead a particular task. Now we see that although this stage is uncomfortable, but it is also important because it helps the group address the problems and also to move forward in cooperation. Third stage is called as norming stage, where the group begins to now settle down. The conflicts from the storming stage are now resolved and the members they start developing the trust and start understanding each other. So there the group norms are established, there is increased cooperation, there are clear roles and responsibilities and stronger communication among the team members. For example, a college group who's preparing for an event finally now agrees on the responsibility, who will design the poster, who will manage the stage, and who will handle the coordination. Similarly, in companies, employees also start working smoothly together after agreeing on the timelines and the roles. So, this stage of norming is a turning point where the group starts becoming a team. The next stage is the performing stage, which is the fourth one, where the group becomes fully functional and highly productive. Here, the members are seen to trust each other, their communication flows freely, and everyone is focused on achieving the goals. So, the key behaviors are that there is high productivity, there are strong coordination, there is mutual trust and support, and also there is efficient problem solving, and members are usually focusing on the goals only. We can take an example here of a sales team that has worked together for months now. So they execute the strategies smoothly and consistently, they achieve their targets. Similarly, maybe the team completes their project. So, similarly, an event management group in the college, they coordinate flawlessly during the actual event. Now, this stage, every manager aims to achieve. Why? Because the group here delivers the exceptional results. And then the stage of adjourning is considered as the final stage where the group disbands after they complete their tasks. So, this stage may bring satisfaction or maybe some emotional moments depending on the group's bonding. The key behaviors that are observed here is that there is a completion of task. The reflection on the performance can be seen here. There is appreciation or recognition and emotional farewells of the employee, or sorry, farewell, emotional farewell of the team members. Like after completing a major college fest, the organizing committee it ends its operations. Then in organization, a project team dissolves once the product launch is successfully completed. This stage of adjourning is important because it gives closure and it also allows members to move on to their new roles with the learnings and the confidence they got from the previous assignment. Now let's move on to the next part of the unit, which is group roles. We understand that every member in a group they perform certain behaviors, responsibilities and functions, and these are actually known as group roles. The roles they help create clarity, reduce confusion and improve the teamwork. Without the proper roles, it is observed that members would not know that what they are supposed to do, which leads to finally misunderstanding or maybe duplication of work. So, in this section, we will understand the different types of roles and how they impact the group functioning. So, let's begin understanding it further. We'll first look at the different types of roles in a group. These group roles are generally classified into three categories: task roles, maintenance roles, and individual roles. Talking about task roles first, we see that it focuses on completing the group's objective. They are the initiators, like they suggest the new ideas. They are the coordinators who organize the activities. They are analyzers who evaluate the quality of the work. They are also the recorders or organizers who maintain the tasks done. For example, maybe we can see that in a project team, one person takes the responsibility of for research, another person prepares the presentation, and another checks the final quality. So this is how these task wise division of role happens in the group. The next type of roles can be maintained, can be on the basis of maintenance of the roles. So these roles they help maintain the relationship as well as team harmony. So the focus here is on harmonizing. The roles that they play are of a harmonizer or an encourager. The encourager is the one who's keep on motivating others. Harmonizer is the one who resolves the conflicts if there are any. Then there could be a gatekeeper also who ensures that everyone is participating while performing. The third type is the individual roles. These roles are majorly based on personal needs and they may not always help the group goals. So the roles that are played under here is it happens because they are recognition seeker. So there could be attention seeker, they could be the blocker who resists the ideas, there could be some dominators who tries to control others. These roles, maybe task roles, maintenance roles, or individual roles, they must be monitored by the leader so that a conflict can be avoided. Now let's understand that what is role conflict and what is role ambiguity. These are the two major issues in the group roles. Group conflict refers to, or maybe we can say that it occurs when a member has conflicting expectations from the different roles. Like a team leader who must maintain the discipline but also be friendly may face conflicting expectations. So, a role conflict would occur. Then, role ambiguity is a situation when a member's role is not very clear, so it causes confusion and stress to that member. Like if no one is in a project team knows that who's responsible for data analysis, or so what will happen, that delays and misunderstanding would start occurring. Both these roles, they reduce the performance and the morale of the employees. So these issues are something that needs to be, in fact I should say must be addressed using the clarity, communication and leadership. Now let's understand what is group structure and what are the various elements of it. It refers to the pattern of relationship among the members. So a strong structure helps the group function smoothly. The key elements that we talk about any group structure are: first is norms, which sets or talks about the rules of the behavior. Then there are status that talks about the rank or position of a group member. Then there are roles that are the assigned duties that the group member needs to perform. Cohesiveness refers to the bonding or relationship among the members. And finally, leadership, that is the one who keeps on guiding the entire group member and keep on giving the directions. So these elements, they define that how the group interact, how they make decisions and how they achieve their goals. As we say that the structure, it provides clarity and sense of order as well. Next, we now understand that what is group size and what is its impact on the performance. This group size, we know that it influences the performance, so it plays a major role for effectiveness. There could be some small groups or there could be some large groups. When we talk about small groups, usually we see 2 to 7 members into those groups. Here we generally see that the communication is better, decision making is faster, there is high cohesiveness among the team members, and they are more responsible. Like if we see that there is a small startup team of 4 to 5 people, they would work faster because discussions are quick and very clear to each other. Then there are large groups, which we usually say that any group that has more than 8 members comes under the category of large group. They are more diverse and they do have more ideas. So their skills are also diverse, but their decision making is slower, their communication is slower, and there are high chances of conflicts as well. Like large committees, they often take longer to finalize the decision. Why? Because there were too many opinions. So now we need to understand that choosing the right size actually depends on the nature of the task that we are performing. Let's now understand another aspect of the unit, which is understanding the different types of groups. Now, group in an organization can be classified based on their purpose and how they are formed. So the two main categories are the formal groups and the informal groups. Formal groups, we know that they are created by the organization for specific objectives, while when we talk about informal groups, they arise naturally, which is based on the friendships of the employees, interest, and the social interaction. So in the coming slides, we will be talking about these two types of groups. Starting with the formal group, we understand that they are the group that are officially created by the organization. Why? So that they can achieve some specific goals. They operate under a defined structure and also follow certain rules. They do have clear roles and their responsibilities. So the types of further formal groups include the command groups. These groups are defined by the organizational hierarchy. Like a marketing manager and their subordinates, they may form a command group. Then the second one is the task group. These groups are formed to complete a specific task, as its name suggests. Like a product launch team, can be formed to introduce a new mobile phone. So they are formed until the product launch and then they adjourn. The third type is committees, where the groups they set up to discuss the issues, they give recommendation and they make the decisions. So they are generally the advisory members or they are the decision groups. For example, maybe a discipline committee, a recruitment committee, a budget committee in the organization. These formal groups they help maintain the discipline, clarity and coordination across the departments. Coming on to the informal groups, we understand that they arise naturally, which is based on the friendship among the employees, their common interest, and also their personal relationship. So, the various types of groups are friendship groups, where people who share their personal or social interests they come together. And the next one is the interest groups. These are formed around the common activity or maybe a concern. There are basic or specific characteristics like these are based on the common interest. There is high cohesion among the group members and also there is a strong influence on the behavior that may be learned from each other. Why it is important to form an informal group in the organization? Because it is seen that it generally improves the job satisfaction, it reduces the strength, it boosts the motivation, and also it improves the cooperation. So we understand that even though informal, these groups they strongly influence the attitude, behavior, and productivity of any individual. Let's now differentiate between the two by taking the criterias. We say that formal groups are created by the organization, but informal ones are formed by individuals. Formal groups are more task oriented, but they are relationship oriented. Formal groups are more structured as they are created by organization. Informal groups are very flexible. Anyone can enter and exit the group anytime as per their own wish. The roles performed under formal group are more official, wherein there are no fixed roles in case of informal groups. And the last one is that formal groups influences the work, but informal groups it influences the morale of an employee. Now let's understand the characteristics of effective groups, understand what is an effective group actually. So we say that every organization they want groups that function smoothly and effectively. So such groups are actually known as effective groups. Any group or a effective group is one that achieve its goals while ensuring that the members are satisfied, they are working cohesively, and they do get mutual support all the time. So, to understand this better, let's explore the characteristics that make the groups effective. The first characteristic is that there the goals are very, very clear, right? So, members they understand what the group wants to achieve. For example, there's a sales team, they know that its monthly revenue target is very, very clear to them. Next is open communication, where members they express their ideas freely and also listens to each other. Then is trust and cooperation, where members they do trust each other's ability and also support one another. Then is strong leadership. A good leader is always present who is guiding the groups, resolving the conflict and motivating the members. Then is they do have defined roles where everyone knows their responsibility and so there is no confusion. There is high cohesiveness in the effective groups because member they feel connected and they work as a single unit. Then is effective conflict resolution happens because conflicts are solved logically and not emotionally. Then there is mutual accountability where everyone accepts the responsibility for the performance. And finally, that there are shared decision making where each member of the group is a part of while any decision is made. So these characteristics they turn any ordinary group into a high performing team. Now the question comes that how to improve the group effectiveness. Of course, we can provide some training and development program. We can provide team building and communication workshops. We can set their goals. We can encourage them to participate into those training programs. We can set their goals very clearly. So, because whenever these goals are clearly explained, confusion reduces. We can use some feedback mechanism regularly, because these feedbacks, they help to correct the mistakes early, even if there were any. Then is it also developed the strong norms. Everyone knows the rules about the punctuality, the communication, and the ethics that help them to build their uh, group. Then is they are able to build the trust among each other. There is a mutual trust because everyone knows that what they are supposed to do. And finally, they recognize the achievements of each other and group as a whole. Let's now quickly summarize whatever we have learned in this entire unit. The first thing that we did was that we understood the meaning of the group. Then we had talked about that there are some group formation stages that include forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. We have understood the meaning of group roles, the structure, and the importance of the group size while performing in the organization. Then we understood that what are the different types of groups, which include formal groups and informal groups. And finally, we understood that what are effective group characteristics and how we can make a group more effective. Now let's quickly look onto these important exam questions. In the short question, we see define group, what is group cohesiveness, list type of informal groups, and what are role conflict. In the long questions, we see questions which is one of the most common and repeated question. Very important one is explain Tuckman's model of group development. Then is group discuss group structure with example, distinguish between formal and informal group. This is also a common question that is generally seen, and explain characteristics of effective group. I hope all the topics were clear to all of you. All the very best. Here I finished the marathon class on the team building. In the next class, we will be starting a marathon on Indian economy, the next subject of your semester. Thank you so much for learning with BBA Simplified by Dr. Vinki Sharma. Do like, share, and subscribe for more marathon classes. Thank you so much for watching.